Ladies and gentlemen, and those who fall in either category, welcome to our RPG podcast. We will be playing Eons, a sci-fi adventure, and we will be using the Stars Without Number system. This is going to be our first game, so expect a lot of introduction of characters. Speaking of which, let's start introducing our players and their characters. I am Jarylan. I will be the sometimes DM, and I will also be playing a character known as Jarylan of Mystria. Castus.
I'm Duncan. I will be playing Castus Rix and a few other players, a few other characters, and I'm also going to be a DM for some of these episodes.
Kane?
I'm Arcane Flame, and I'll be playing a Circa, and I'll be around here.
DB?
I go by many names online. It tends to change depending on what I'm doing, but right now I'm going by Allin Renchep 6. Allin for short, and that's the name of my character as well. Coincidentally, I know.
Ish?
Hi, I'm Flash. I'm playing the European Ishan Yakshin. Most of the time, you'll probably hear it named that it Ish, though.
It's kind of hard to say.
Yes.
Oh, well, I'm JB. I also go by Pirate Scum Gaming. But for tonight, I will be playing the role of Jamin Krell, human soldier, looking for a ship, looking for a crew, looking for a job, along with his good buddy Bob the Bot, who's just a big, massive warbot with a heart of gold, or a processor of gold, rather.
Well, you know, it is very conductive. Blade?
I'm I go many places by the name Theron. I'll be playing Holinar's Blade, a Begaliat expert. An expert in what? You'll soon see.
So for the start of our game, we're going to play a little bit of a funny thing where we're going to get to learn about our characters as they have to go through customs and arrive at the colony planet of Marqua, where they have been offered a job. And as everyone has been offered a job at a freelance company, we at least know roughly why you're here, even if you don't realize why you're here yet yourself. Do we have any volunteers to go first through customs? If we don't get volunteers, what I'll do is I'll just have everybody roll initiative, and we will just go in that order.
What the hell, I'll go.
All right, Duncan, do you want to be the customs officer, or do you want me to be it?
I'll do customs. So, Jamin Krell, you're arriving at the orbital, one of the orbital stations above the planet Marqua. There's a space elevator leading down to the planet, and the city of Spaceport, conveniently named. As you're going through the station, though, you are essentially encountering, well, a gleaming white, dull, and efficiently run, but you're going through customs. There's no joy here. It is a very official location. Ahead of you, there's just a line of booths. People are being ushered into the booths. And at each one of those, you're going to be asked a series of questions. So you have you brought Bob the Bot with you, or is he being transported in cargo?
Bob the Bot's right behind me, lugging my stuff.
So, in due course, the little automated lights usher you into the interview booth. It's a bit of a tight fit with Bob the Bot with you as well. And the window in front of you, basically, it just opens up and you see ahead of you an alter official. Alters being a modified form of human with a very centaur, very mammalian appearance. They've got a bit of a long face, got some fuzz. Just see the upper torso, so you can't quite see the most striking features of alters. But the individual just looks at you and says, Name?
Krell. Jamin Krell.
What is your declared age?
I'm 40. What's it to you?
You have anything to declare?
Yeah, the big guy behind me.
Registration.
Name's Bob. He's a former ABC warrior.
Colony of origin.
Centaurus 4.
Right. Where are you arriving from?
Centaurus Guard headquarters. I've been discharged. My business is now my own.
Occupation.
Freelance soldier of fortune.
Why are you visiting Marqua?
Looking for a crew, looking for a ship, looking for a job.
Employment officials can help you find those if you struggle to find employment within 24 hours. Registration is mandatory at that point. Finally, are you currently affiliated, or have you been affiliated, with pirate guilds, anarchic societies, Rovash seditionists, smuggling syndicates, or unknown entities beyond the realm of mapped space?
That's a no. I was a member of the Centaurus Guard.
Alright. Please proceed through to the space elevator. Each capsule arrives within 15 minutes.
Come on, Bob, let's go. Don't drop any of that.
Acknowledged.
And you're free to proceed to the space elevator, allowing basically other people to proceed through customs. As I go
And
take
real
care
quick,
of
just let you know, Jamin, the trip down to Spaceport does not take very long at all. And when you arrive, it looks like you're in the outskirts of Marqua, and you're in a large parkish area. If you would like to do a little quick moving around, you feel free to drag your token to wherever you think you would hang out.
Oh, and very quickly, as you enter the commons area in this, basically this nice, fairly lush plaza on Spaceport, you see a strange man wearing a black, white, and orange accented robe, with just some strange black helmet with fins and just a very dome-like structure to it. He is simply holding his hand in the air, as if waiting for a high five as various travelers pass him by.
Jamin walks by. Bob is slowly prodding behind him. Ow, what can it hurt? Jamin gives the stranger a high five. Hey, Bob, give him a high five. Try not to break his arm.
High fives are given.
Bob does his best not to shatter any bones.
And that's all for that scene.
All right, who would like to go through customs next?
Yeah, I'll go. I'll give it a go.
All right.
You are ushered into the effectively the same interview booth where the bored-looking altar barely gives you a look and says, "Name."
I am Kulina's Blade.
Age.
42.
Anything to declare?
All that I carry is with me.
Where are you arriving from?
That's a good question. Where am I coming from?
You
I was
are a
actually getting ready to
Begaliat.
type out as like, feel free to make something up. It's
Yeah.
entirely up to you.
I mean, you can basically also say that you've just been traveling the Rovash interstellar lands.
I've been traversing the Ravash inner zones on my current duties.
Occupation.
A diplomat and a culinarian.
Why visiting Marqua?
I have received a note pertaining an offer of employment.
Have you ever been a member or currently a member of pirate guilds, anarchic societies, rovash seditionists, smuggling syndicates, or unknown entities beyond the realm of map space.
I am not.
Welcome to Marqua. The door simply opens. And to describe for the audience what Kolnar's blade looks like, a Bagaliot is a... and in editing, I might be able to get a picture up here. But a Bagaliot is basically this large mass of shimmering red scales that are slightly translucent and giving a little bit of a rainbow sheen in the light. Through the massive scales, you just have a couple of eyes on a low-slung head, a couple of arms and a broad torso, and a set of 4 squat legs. And Kolnar's blade is able to shuffle to the elevator, which has fortunately been designed to accommodate many different kinds of morphologies, so he's able to find a seat that works reasonably well.
I am big.
And upon the doors opening to spaceport, once again, there's the man in the strange helmet.
He is still holding his arm up in a gesture of a high five.
I tilt my head inquisitively at this individual.
He is simply standing there.
I'm guessing there's someone beside him. I take it.
No, he's just standing like in the center of the kind of concourse walkway, right as everyone's kind of filing past him, and he's just holding his arm up in the gesture of a high five.
I take my single digit, almost similar to what the human index finger would be, and just poke the inner palm of his hand.
The individual nods at you.
May I help you?
Nope.
Are you looking for someone?
Not really.
Why do you have your arm up?
Feel like it.
Fascinating. I retract the finger.
And we can just leave it on that scene and just go to the next person going through customs.
Yeah, you are free to move your icon as you will around the revealed areas of the Marqua residential outskirts. And who's our next contestant?
Dun, dun, da, 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 da.
Well, I was going to wait until after someone in specific went, but I'll go ahead and go next then. A large altar with blue fur carrying several bags squeezes themselves into the booth.
Name?
You know, you look really bored. Anyway, I'm Jarylan of Mystria.
Just a second. All right, age.
35.
Anything to declare?
Yeah, I think I'd better. The tar turns around slightly and ruffles through a bag, over one of their sides, and yanks out a massive heavy machine gun, sets it on the desk. Kvetchkin Type 7 heavy machine gun. I have all the necessary permits. And they slide their data pad across to show.
Very good, very good. And where are you arriving from?
Enceladus Station.
Occupation.
I'm a freelance troubleshooter.
The customs agent smiles and nods and says, "And why are you visiting Marqua?"
See above.
Excellent. And, don't need to ask question 7. You're free to come into Marqua.
Right on. Don't let work get you down too much. So saying, they stow the heavy machine gun and just kind of turn and walk back through the elevator. They go down and they move to the Marqua residential outskirts, and they note the man with the helmet just holding his hand up. And And I guess we can do that here in a second, but give me just a second to finish this. When Jarylan comes across the person who is holding their arms up, they look him up and down real quick and just say, "Yeah, I'm really more of a hug person."
Do you hug the man?
I'm waiting for a response first.
The man shrugs.
There's a shrug from the altar, and then they step forward and just hug the guy. They
The
are
guy-
about 6 feet 2 inches tall, so they're very tall, and they are very strong. The person is probably lifted off their feet at one point.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's nice.
Squishy humans. They set the man back down and give a cheerful wave as they head off. And we are going to take a quick break now because... Or are we? No, I guess we're not. Are we? No. Maybe. I don't know.
We are, no.
No, I think we're good. We're good. We just had a friend stop by and chat real quick.
Okay, well, that being the case, let's go ahead and see who our next contestant is. Who wants to go next? Remember, if nobody volunteers, I'm going to start calling people.
You see a 3 foot even fellow with big old eyes just walking down the way, pulling some luggage behind them. And they're wearing like they're wearing 3 bandanas because they have a big old head, one going around their forehead and the other 2 just kind of overlapping over the top of their head. And they just they stop in front of the customs agent and wave up saying, "Hello."
The customs agent simply looks at you.
Allin looks at the customs agent.
Name.
Oh, right. My name is Allin.
Age.
Sorry. I'm still not exactly sure how old my character is. What year is this taking place again?
Basically, you could even just say I don't know, and that would be fine.
Allin just kind of just shrugs up at them. Just at least 25.
Anything to declare?
Give me a second. And Allin just kind of opens up one of his bags, rummages around for a second, and then holds up what looks like a big old mess of like hinges, clasps, metal bars, rods, little wires, etc., just kind of dangling from his hand. Does this count?
This customs officer is like holding a finger above what looks like a security call button. What is that?
This is my wrench.
All right.
Let me show you. And Allin just kind of kneels down, resting on the floor, and surprisingly quickly and deftly arranges all of the little parts into the clear shape of a wrench. And then he holds it up. It can be a lot of other things too.
Right. That should be registered with the Guild of... which guild? The Guild of The Guild of Technology and Innovation.
I think I do have a trademark somewhere. And he goes to rummage in his bag again.
Right. Where are you arriving from?
He stops rummaging and looks up. Oh, Earth.
Occupation?
Mechanic.
Why are you visiting Marqua?
I got a job.
Right. Have you ever been, or are currently, a member of a pirate guild, an Arctic society, Rovash editionists, smuggling syndicates, or unknown entities beyond the realm of map space?
No.
welcome to Marqua. And the door opens, leading to the gravity or the space elevator.
Have a nice day. And he, as he packs up his bags and waves as he walks over to the elevator.
You actually get a slightly confused wave from the officer. And then, let's see. Let's do Ish next.
Actually, I was going to go ahead and do someone, but didn't you want him to encounter the man?
Oh, yeah, that's right. So, all in, there's a now more disheveled looking man in a robe and a bucket helmet, standing with his arm up in a high five gesture.
Is this is this person standing right next to the elevator entrance, or are they the token that's
No,
over by...
they're not on the screen because I don't want to put the character token on the screen because it would give the game away. So
Okay.
you're just basically, people are filing in a row around you, and it's just directly ahead. People are just walking by him, like getting out of the elevator.
Okay. Olin just kind of looks up at them, kind of looks at the back down at his hand, looks back up, realizes he's not going to be able to make that jump, and then takes out his wrench again and rearranges it into the crude shape of an open hand on a stick, and then jumps and slaps that against the person's hand.
Right on.
He just breaks the wrench back down, puts it away, and just kind of walks over to what on the map look like some kind of vehicle to just take a look at them.
Actually, over at the side, there are basically 2 green oxygen generators. They are cleaning and recycling the air. The trees in the park do a good job, but not quite good enough.
Okay. He's still gonna take a look at them, just because they're cool.
All right, and it has been decided, apparently, that Ish's number is next.
Squeechy goes last.
Yeah, so Ish comes up to the whatever the station here, and he's like, it's just like, it's a European. You can see on the token what a European roughly looks like. They're modified. I'm particularly a modified European that's been essentially because Europeans typically live underwater. I am modified to be able to live on land, but that means I can't swim, unfortunately. So he walks up. He's wearing like some rough set of like clothes, and he probably like picked up somewhere that he doesn't even remember. Just not particularly the nicest looking dude, but he at the moment. But he gets by.
The customs officer, as you enter the booth, the customs officer just says, "Name."
It's Shiny Oxen. You can just call me X. Ish, I meant to say.
Age.
Oh, dear. What was my age again? I think around 27 or so.
Anything to declare?
Well, I would have had a gun, but I lost it somewhere on the trip. So he's got nothing. He just like raises his hand, kind of shows he had barely any bags even.
Has the weapon been reported to security?
I don't think I did, so I'll make sure to do that.
I shall begin filing a report with the Rovash security agencies.
Yep.
Where are you arriving from?
Oh boy, what was it? Some moon. I think it was Kezar 2 or something like that.
Occupation?
Not much right now, just a drifter, but so that's a bit of a drifter, you know.
Do you require immediate social services support?
Well, I've got a job, so not much of a drifter. Not much of a drifter anymore.
And the job is?
What is the job actually?
Freelance troubleshooter.
Freelance troubleshooter, that's right.
And you're visiting Marqua to troubleshoot.
Yeah.
Have you ever been a member, or currently a member of a pirate guild, an Arctic society, Rovas seditionists, smuggling syndicates, yada yada?
No, none of those.
Any others we should know about?
Remind me, what was your Europeans and diplomacy called?
No, you should be fine. Like for European organizations, I've only named one, and it's not diplomacy related, so you should be good.
Okay, sure. Yeah, no, I'm not. Let's re-roll back it and just say, nope, not been part of anything like that.
Very well. Welcome to Marqua.
Thanks, sir. Just kind of shuffle along.
And there you go.
The customs agent. Oh wait, I forgot. There's one more thing.
Oh.
You have an easy ride down to Spaceport in the elevator. As the door opens, standing in the middle of the hallway near the exit of the elevator, there is a man in a bucket helmet and a strange robe, holding his arm up as if to give a high five.
Ish sees this, smiles, walks up and just gives a high five and says, "Right on, sir."
And you're free to enter the Spaceport Welcome Plaza.
Yep, I think I'll go. Let's see. I'll just go by the fountain over here.
And as the customs agent starts to close up for the night, there's a bit of feet shuffling, and after a moment, a security officer comes in. We found one more. Undeclared.
Very well. Name.
He steps out of the way and ushers a small, rat-like lady into the room.
Circa has very light gray fur bordering on white and is dressed in kind of right now messed up brew robes with a green underlayer, and she's a bit worse for wear right now, haven't really showered or done anything in a while. Suika?
Age.
Adult? A sweet chef is an adult?
Very well. He kind of skips a couple of lines and says, you require social services on arrival.
No. Don't think so.
Very well. And why are you visiting Marqua?
Quest.
Quest from whom?
My master, my chichik.
Very well. And she just the individual skips the last few lines and says, "Very well. Welcome to Marqua. Need anything? Just let social services know."
The security guard looks down at her and says, "The elevator down to the surface is that way. Try not to hide in any more boxes."
Yes, I will not hide in more boxes. She is going to hide in another box.
I was about to say, a security officer turns to the customs guy as he's closing up and says, "Yeah, I don't know either."
Someone just proceeds to move the box into the space elevator and brings it down to the surface of the planet.
The box ends up next to the vending machines outside in the park area.
And with that, let's go ahead and take a quick 5-minute break.
All right, welcome back. We just had a quick short break, and now it's time to go ahead and continue. Asquicha, you have a data pad in the box that beeps next to you.
As Suika picks it up.
There's a pair of messages in there from someone named... go ahead and pronounce her name for me there, Marcus, just so I don't get it wrong.
Edietza.
Edietza. There's 2 messages from Edietza. The first one is an offer of legal, help for immigration and other basic services and things. And then the other one is apparently a job offer.
Suika is confused because, this is a somewhat scavenged pad and she doesn't have actual credentials.
Yeah, but you went through customs. And you never know what those guys have done with it.
Suika decides to hit the accept button, assuming this is some sort of sign.
I suppose the next best question is, has Arietza decided on any place that the people are supposed to meet their potential employer?
A nearby bar to the Spaceport Plaza.
Okay, give me just a second. Boop, boop, boo, doo, doo, tools. There we go. Roll 20 is fighting me. But there now is the bar that everyone should be able to see. And the club.
Huzzah!
Radical.
There are many blank peoples there.
Yay. If you want to go ahead and move Eddie in there to wherever you think she'd be, you can just drag her icon from, the little book's journal side onto the, thing. And Alan has learned how to ping. That is actually a very useful thing, so...
Here we can see Steve and Steve. And behind the bar, we can see Steve.
Pretty big. This is not the bar, actually, where that barkeep works.
Okay. Ego.
Unless he's moonlighting at several bars across the planet, which I guess is possible.
It's theoretically possible, but let's see. Let's keep it as is.
Like Nurse Joy.
Oh God! Everywhere we go in the galaxy, there's just one barkeeper. It's literally the same guy.
He's quantum. We could do that. I don't want to get into that level of sci-fi shenanigans, so we'll just keep it.
All right. So as the morning goes by, it's actually time for everyone to go meet their employer. Is everybody going to head off to the area that they have been called to?
Upon hearing a little timer go off that Olin had set, he realizes it's time to meet up, so he closes up the panel on the oxygen machine that he had opened up, makes sure everything's back in place and reassembled, and then makes his way over to the bar.
It should be noted the guy running the hot dog stand was giving you a bit of a funny eye there.
Security has noted your efforts.
Someone will be sent to investigate and will be confused when they find everything exactly as it should be.
So the group is arriving at a well-appointed spaceport bar. Spaceport the city and also spaceport just the fact of where they are. Locals have just gotten used to the dual name. But it's tastefully appointed. Modern furnishings. It's not quite a chain restaurant, but it's starting to approach that same vibe. And the tables and amenities are built for multi-species as well. So you have form-fitting nanothread furniture, small little environmental systems to help with any local needs, as well as automated ordering systems at the tables and at the bar.
Are Ish and Esquicha headed in as well?
Circa is going to attempt to sneak in and using the box as cover. I'll Snake from Metal Gear.
Go ahead and give me a stealth roll. Your difficulty is 10.
Oh.
You do a pretty good job of it, but it's really hard not to stand out when there's a box moving into a club. You get some stares, but no one says anything.
Circa continues under her box over to the table as she's still suspicious.
Blade, Ish?
Ish is just gonna will go in quite normally. He doesn't really have any he's not exactly gonna sneak in, but he did get a perfect vantage point to watch that entire box shenanigans.
Go ahead and move your token then.
Yep. Gonna come through the door here. I think where's the meeting point? Just up where everyone else is?
Well, your meeting point is a bar, and your employer is given as Arietza, which does sound very much like a European name. Not one that's terribly common, but chances are you're either dealing with a European or, I don't know, a strange Hegiopteron, but you don't see any of those around.
Ish may have walked into here normally like like a professional, but he will go eschew any professionality, professionalism rather, and just go straight up to the bar and order a drink.
So there's quite a few people over at the bar. One of them is the man with the bucket helmet and the robes.
Oh, hey, what's up, man?
Yeah, not a whole lot. Finally coming in. I think everyone's kind of here.
Good.
Is Blade headed in as well?
Affirmative.
What was that? Also,
Affirmative.
okay. Just scoot the token. Scoots.
Yeah, I was actually putting there in chat. I will make every effort not to move your tokens, so that also means that you guys have to.
Scoot.
All right, you have moved 5 feet through the side door. Let's. I mean, that's efficiency, ladies and gentlemen. That is efficiency.
I captured that on the screen too. That's good.
Just a jump to the right.
Just sliding in there.
So, as everyone's arriving in the bar, the notable clientele is, you have a bunch of Sapiens, Alter, the Galliot, a few Robosh, and, you do have what is probably a European from the fact that she's using a float chair, but she doesn't quite appear to be a European. Body probably makes sense, it's just her face is very human. So you probably have someone in the bar that's a very highly augmented European, someone that's effectively used medical procedures and potentially a little bit of genetic engineering to make themselves look much more human than is typical for Europeans.
Right now, they are having their ear talked off by a large altar who has sat next to the table, being too large to fit in any of the chairs.
I'm going to take the data pad that was given to me, and I'm guessing there's a way to reply to...
Oh yeah, there's, it's just like email, so there's an easy way to reply to any message you've got.
Basically, I just send a note on the data pad to Edietza and saying, this is my current location. Where should I find you?
The European sitting by the altar takes a look at her data slate, kind of looks around, sees the Begaliot and waves.
I raise a solitary hand up with my index finger out and start making myself towards that position or that area.
Yeah, Ish can kind of see this like gathering group of very interesting individuals and just assumes that's where he has to go, so he just kind of wanders his way over.
I will say for Ish, you have never seen a European augmented like this, because even the quote ambassador type Europans that are modified to be bipedal, they still have your skull and face structure. Even if you've even been augmented with a mouth instead of your pharyngeal gill slits. So you have a very unusual European that you're walking towards.
Yeah, I think that's another reason why he would start walking towards him, because there's no other person who would look like that. That's for sure. You take the seat at the table and said, I assume this is the gang?
The European smiles and in a very humanoid gesture and says, yes, I believe this is the gang. Arrivals are being reported to me, very courteously.
Lovely.
The altar looks around. We're not going to call it that, are we? The gang?
Oh, no. For right now, we are just the Edietza LLC freelance company. But I will think of a better name.
Honestly, it's still better than the gang.
Yeah.
A waiter stops by and sets off a sets a drink down in front of the altar at about the time that a 3-foot Weirin comes along and just runs across the table.
Oh, he ran under the table.
Oh.
Yeah. So, Edietza looks over and says, hello, are you all in?
Yes.
I'm Edietza, and I believe this is your new crew.
Oh, yeah, you're the person in the email.
Yeah. How was your trip?
Fine. The ship could have been faster.
Of course. You're on a Rovash liner, so that's to be expected. They are not the speediest of ships, but fortunately we will have something quite a bit more nimble.
Excellent.
That leaves Jaemon.
Jaemon, Esquicha, and there's somebody at the bar.
Strange bucket man.
Javen and Bob are just hanging out in the bar. Bob's getting a lot of looks. It's not every day a functional colonial guardian robot is seen walking around.
Fortunately for everyone, including Bob, Bob doesn't care.
Bob's taking his stride. He's kind of just standing there holding Jaemon's bags. I suppose we ought to look for some work.
The altar looks over at Eddie. The big guy with the robot. He one of yours?
Yes, I believe so, although there seems to be a little bit of a communications breakdown.
The altar stands up and yells, "Hey, human guy in black armor and robot, over here!"
Jaemon spins around, points to himself, and apparently that's who they're talking to. Hey, talking to me?
Yeah, get over here.
Come on, Bob.
Acknowledged.
As Jaemon approaches the table, Edietza says, "Hi, are you Jaemon Krell?"
Yeah, I'm Jaemon Krell.
Right, I'm Edietza. I sent you a contract, but I didn't get a reply back. Did that go through?
My data pad's not been working right. Bob's been trying to fix it, but with big old beating hands like that,
Oh,
doesn't exactly work half the time.
Well, fortunately, you will have some talent to help with those computer matters. As said, I'm Edietza, and I'm hoping to hire you on behalf of the crew to provide some security assistance.
Hey, come to the right man. I can definitely help out security. Former Colonial Guard. Well, Bob here's a Colonial Guardian bot. Rewired him to tag along, give me some help.
And I believe you served in the campaign on Posef during the recent Nirvana invasion.
Yeah, that. I try to forget those horrors that I saw.
Yes, unfortunately, well, hopefully we won't have anything quite as dramatic. And as the group is talking, the bucket helmet man is like standing behind Kolinar's blade.
The altar just looks over. Hey, hug guy, are you part of Edietza's LLC freelance thing?
Yeah. Edietza wanted someone to kind of keep an eye on the landing area and report in when people were arriving. So, yeah, I was often doing that.
Cool, that explains that.
Yeah.
Anybody know that box over there?
Ka, orange noises. Ka, Russell. Ka.
The bucket man picks up the box and brings it over the table.
The box is fairly heavy.
Asrika continues doing what she assumes is probably the sounds of oranges since it's an orange box. Ka, Russell.
Edietza reaches over, pokes the box, and says, "Are you a squeakja?"
Uh, uh, no, I am oranges. Oranges, the dangerous animal. Ka.
Well, if the Oranges would like a new home ship to be on, with plenty of resources and a little bit of a job, continue being Oranges in that box.
Okay, yes.
Very good. I'm Edietza, and yes, the man who decided to put a bucket on his head and give everyone high fives, that is our pilot Castus Rix.
Oh yeah, hug guy.
The man takes the bucket off his head, and yeah, he is a sapien male, so standard humanoid. Looks fairly augmented, but pretty subtle with just a little bit of odd plating on the skin. He's got a, well, somewhat metallic-looking short hair with an orange stripe, basically going right down the center of his head. Center of the center of his hair, and the sides are pure white. He's got a little bit of chin fuzz and says, "Yeah, and I will report you guys were 50% more likely to give me high fives and 100% more likely to give me hugs."
Yeah, sorry if I squeaked any of your ribs there.
I don't think there's been permanent damage.
Good to hear, cuz.
Right, so he stretches and looks at Edietza, and Edietza says, "Well, since you're all here, I am your employer, and we are going to be founding a freelance company. The particulars of that, I'm afraid, were a little bit light, as we are still arranging the last details. Castus arrived yesterday, and helped me sort out the last of the paperwork. But I am pleased to admit we will have a jump ship to use as our primary residence, as it were, and support facility."
Good. That's good, right?
Yeah, jump ships are, very rare these days, as, they've always been rare, but it's difficult getting one in, especially from the Interstellar Union, as small ships capable of instantaneous jumps between locations are, of course, quite in demand, quite sensitive technology, so freelance company getting one is quite the pull. Usually only larger companies are able to have the connections and resources to acquire one.
Right, so I can see there's going to be a learning curve with this job.
Yeah, we haven't operated a jump ship before, but Castus Rix is a very experienced pilot, and we do have a good depth of engineering crew with us as well.
Good, because I know a non-zero amount about a lot of things, but ships isn't one of them.
Allen raises his hand.
Yes, Alan?
Can I fly the ship too sometimes?
Oh, of course. Having just a single pilot would leave us quite vulnerable if anything happened to Castus.
Thank you.
And, of course, as we take on contracts and troubleshooting jobs, we will be distributing a fair split between all crew members, including auxiliary personnel. She looks over at Bob.
The altar looks over. Wait, the robot gets paid?
Well, I mean, we do have to cover his repair and maintenance services, even though he's non-sentient.
I mean, that's true, but that's just part of company operating expenses.
Well, I've delegated it to little pay stubs, so just call it my whim.
Okay, it's your whim.
Yeah. And of course, the ship is currently in dock, and I believe, we'll be able to see it, but I believe a little bit of shopping is in order first to make sure we have full supplies and provisions before we set off, potentially. So, and she looks a little bit nervous and says, "So, yeah, I forward you an advance of 500 zenny in addition to your pay, and yeah, you'll be able to get a little bit more equipment for that."
So I guess with the advance and everything, you've already found us some job.
Yeah, we can cover the details. Well, do you require the details now?
I mean, if we have some idea of where we're going and what we're doing, it might affect what equipment we buy.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be nice.
So there is a bit of a pirate problem here on Marqua. There is a new gang that's been hitting, in particular, Interstellar Union weapon shipments that have been traveling over land, and we've been contracted to bring this pirate gang to, I don't want to say justice, but to solve the situation. So we will be operating locally at first, but the jump ship will still help to travel about.
At this point, there's a file that pops up on the holographic table that shows, a bit of footage from various different raids on highway trucks and things, always against large supply trucks and things. It looks like a gang of hover bikers. And in particular, the camera catches one guy as he swoops by, and he seems to notice the camera, and he stops and he gives a thumbs up and a smile. And it's a guy with jet black raven hair and a leather jacket on.
It's just whistles and and says, "There seem to be a bunch of hot shots over there."
Jarylan points at the thing. That our man?
Yeah, that is so-called Slick. Leader of the pirate gang, not a whole lot known about him, so yeah, we will need some solutions.
Well, I don't think 500 zenny is enough to get me a hover bike, but
Let's see. I can certainly expense it for additional vehicle requisitions for overland exploration. Yes, I think we might be able to requisition one.
whoa. I'm not going into debt to buy a vehicle. I'll rent one if I have to. I'm just saying. Right, so what's the stores we got around here?
Crap, I need to
Okay, I'll just go ahead and take over.
Yeah, go ahead and take over that one.
Can I ask a quick question?
Go for it.
It's a Suica. A Suica, does ship have, and then if there's a series of quicks and squeaks and a smell that smells kind of like berries.
I do not believe that was translated.
How about more squeaks and the smell that's a different type of berry-ish?
That also did not translate. We might assume the answer is no.
Yeah, I think what's in the box is an Anagalax. I picked up a few things from. They're little stowaways. They get along everywhere. If you've worked as a construction worker or a miner, the chances are you either know somebody who's seen one, or you've seen one. But I have no idea what any of that meant.
She reaches out of the box and grabs probably a glass of water and kind of spills it and then puts a napkin on it at kind of like rubbing the table.
Cleaning?
Yes, that word.
Oh yeah, it's probably got showers. It has showers, doesn't it?
Yeah, we have a full shower facility designed for interspecies use, so regardless of your needs, it will be well taken care of.
Okay, cool, because I'm going to be a very long trip with a lot of sticky people otherwise.
We also have a pool, although definitely, theoretically you can clean yourself on it. The environmental scrubbers are quite good.
Oh yeah.
Jerry looks at Ish and then back at Eddie and says, I suppose the pool probably goes sub-zero?
Well, potentially. I have heat-tolerant augmentation, so I usually take my baths at standard sapient temperatures.
I mean, I can do that too, but why would I want to?
It can go full Sub-Zero, though. Nice sailing bath.
Anyway, at this point, Edietza starts to talk about the various different stores, and I will begin to reveal them as we go along. The first store, down here in the lower left, or, well, it's lower right from where you are, but it's lower left of the stores, is a motorcycle store. It appears to be used motorcycles because across the front of it is the punish name Recycle. Next to that is what appears to be a weapon and armor emporium, the sort of place that pops up on rougher planets, or sometimes on nicer planets in rougher areas. Surprisingly, the next store is actually a furniture store. Looks like it's probably where people from, spaceport get most of their usual furniture when they're moving in and changing where they live. Up above, we've got a doctor's office. Not a whole lot to say there. It's a good place to go if you need medical attention.
Or augmentation services.
Now, the store next to it is a general wares store, although since this is a colony world, there's a lot more strangeness to the general wares than there usually is. In addition to your average stuff, there's also survival gear, camping gear, ammunition, all sorts of things you could need. And then Edietza points at the last room and says, and that's a bathroom.
So, we certainly have time before we have to head over to the spaceport and claim the Shadow of Absolution. So feel free to pick up what you need.
Good, I lost my gun somewhere. I don't think I'll be seeing that one again, so I should probably go get a new one.
Likely as not, that seems wise.
The altar looks over. You did tell somebody you lost that, right?
I told what did you call him? I told why am I forgetting the fucking word for it? Oh my god.
Customs.
I told the customs agent that. He told me to file something or other. I don't want to bother.
I do have quite experience with legal services and filling out forms with local governments and Rovash security agents, so I shall be able to assist you with that.
Yeah, because you never know, like a kid might find that or something.
That's true.
I raise a solitary index finger in order to inquire a question.
Yes,
Your ship's galley. I assume it is well stocked with various foodstuffs for a variety of species.
I did my best. Let's put it that way. I will defer to your
that's
experience.
Where my first paycheck is going.
So assume we have workable supplies, but if you need anything specialized, I would certainly defer to your judgment and allow you to pick it up. And for things that are also for the ship's crew, feel free to charge that to the Shadow of Absolution as well.
I will do so.
Well, looking at their pad, the altar thinks for a minute and says, I think I better hold on to what I got for setting up my room, because something tells me it's not set up for someone of my... They gesture to their entire back half size.
The rooms are fairly standard, and it is a former Interstellar Union Lancer. So, yeah, that... You may need some additional furniture.
Yeah, I'm going to take that as a yes. I mean, my cousins like those two, they can get by on a smaller bed, but me? Nope, not happening. Well, I'll tag along if anybody else wants to go shopping for something, but otherwise I'm keen to see the ship.
I wish to inquire a couple of the venues in this city before we prepare to the ship.
The altar leans over and whispers to Edietza. That means he wants to shop, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Right, cool. So, I'll head out with you if you need company.
Likewise, I am free to chat as people shop. Castus begins heading out the door and says, I'm probably going to look at, let's see, probably need what there. Actually, I think I'm good for weaponry. I'm just going to go check out the furniture store.
Go on, Bob. We're going to the weapon store. I need to pick up a few extra mag rounds.
Acknowledged. I should probably stop trying to do that. I don't think I can do an ABC warrior voice very well.
just use whatever voice. I'm going to eventually upgrade his vocoder anyway.
So, I'm sorry, I was a little distracted when you were saying all the places. So it's the bike shop, the weapon shop, the furniture store, the general store, and what was the one in the top right corner?
That's a doctor's office.
A what office?
Doctor's office.
Okay.
Med center, doctor's office, etc.
Okay.
Fix you up, change you up.
I'm just going to go ahead and say, since the first people to enter a store were Jaemon and Ish, as you enter that store, behind the counter is a Hegiopteron who is somehow running 2 tills at once.
Oh, shit.
Hegiopterons, for those who would not know, which actually is probably all of our listeners, are a sort of radially symmetric race. They look kind of like mushroom folks, but they definitely aren't.
A picture will be on the screen. In editing.
Through the magic of editing.
Not often that you see one of those, man.
The shopkeep looks up. I presume you are talking to me.
Well, more talking to myself, but I guess so.
Quite. Let me know if you have any desires or any questions. We have a special on the large tank bot in the back, especially if you can figure out how to get it through the door.
I don't think I'll be needing that one, but it looked quite cool. Thanks for the offer. I will say out of character, by the way, I was earlier talking with like, the lost gun thing. I never actually had a gun to begin with in my inventory.
We know, but since you've played it that way, it's going to be up, or it's one of those things now.
Yep. So yeah, just to make it clear, so I will have to buy a gun.
For all of our group, we have the spreadsheet, which actually has the general equipment prices for things you can find on Marqua. And in addition to things like that, you can also just ask the shopkeep about different things, and they will tell you. Also, Blade, you're standing on a vending machine. I guess I might not have made it obvious what that was.
Looked like an entrance to me.
Yeah, the entrance is actually right here. There it goes. Right there.
Ping, ping.
No, yeah, that was a set of vending machines next to it, but I just like the idea that Paul just climbed the vending machine for some reason. Felt like it.
He's huddling up there.
I mean, the Galliots do kind of look like giant sloth people, so...
Behind the counter in the general store is a race that none of you are familiar with an extremely long torso, short legs, long arms, and a fuzzy face similar to an altar's, but with 3 eyes. Once again, there will be a picture in editing, I hope.
Indeed.
And if anybody has any questions for shopkeeps or anything else, just go right ahead.
Edietz is browsing around, kind of taking a look at the clothing section. Mostly out of curiosity. She heads over to the vending machine and is inspecting the variety of t-shirts it has available in canister form.
Hey Bob, give me my rail rifle, will you?
Acknowledged. Bob just kind of rummages through a bag and holds out the rifle to Jamin.
Yeah. Do you have any mag rounds for this? It's a Series 5.
No.
Yes, we have plenty of those. The current price for magnetic rounds upon this world is 20 rounds for 10 zenny.
Take 100 extra rounds.
All right, that will be 50 zenny, please. And the Hegioptron just kind of moves around, and you see one limb reach into a drawer underneath where it is working and pulls out large boxes of rounds.
Oh, that's the sweet stuff. Oh, that's the good quality stuff.
Should you require some sort of specialty ammunition, feel free to ask, and I may be able to acquire it.
It's good to know. I'll let you know.
Anyway, make sure you deduct the 50 zenny from your account, and you feel free to add the ammunition. Ish, what are you looking around for?
I'll just like ask for clarification. We got paid 500 credits, right?
Yep.
Yep, as a signing
Or
bonus.
Jenny. Yeah, okay. So I'm just make sure to reflect on how much. And I'm looking around trying to decide between a rail rifle and a laser rifle. But I ultimately, being a bit of a sheepo, I just picked the laser rifle. I'm gonna purchase one of these.
Where do I find my Zenny account?
It is in the upper right under resources. There'll be a little thing that says credits, because I can't change what it says.
Oh, that worked.
Quick question: are we adding 500 to our total, or was that what we
adding.
had from the beginning? Okay.
Adding. So she's giving you an advance to give you guys a little bit more for spending cash.
Oh, whoops. Ignore that. I didn't mean to roll any dice. So, the Hegioptron looks over. Ah, yes. Giscomp, very reliable.
Oh, that's what these things are called. Yeah, I'll be taking one of these. How much is the ammo for this one?
The rifle itself is 200 zenny, and a battery with 20 shots is 10 zenny. The same cost as rail rifle rounds.
Okay, so at a 20 shots. How many will you shoot in like one shot? Is it just one per shot?
It's a semi-automatic weapon, so when you pull the trigger, it will fire one shot.
One? Okay, so I will get, get 5.
5 batteries for it, then?
Yeah, 5 batteries.
All right, your total is 250 zenny, sir.
260, oh my god, okay, I'll do that math one second.
And after you pay the Hegioptron the zenny, you have a new laser rifle and 100 rounds of ammunition.
Beautiful. 260, right?
250.
250. Oh my god, I heard 60. So I was like, oh shit.
Well, if you want to pay more, the Hegioptron is not going to, complain.
I don't think I'd like to do that. I appreciate the idea, but no. Okay. Yep. I got what I need.
Okay. Just to cut to the left real quick. Alan, the store that you're working at or looking through actually has a human behind the counter, although they have basically bright green reflective eyes. The bike that you're standing in front of is actually just a used motorbike of the wheeled variety, and it's actually the cheapest model they have. Looks like it's about 2,000 zenny.
Too much. Hey, do you have any, do you have any, I'm trying to think of a future word for nitrous oxide.
Do you probably have, turbocharged chemicals, fuel of that nature, that sort of thing?
Hey, do you have any turbo boost?
Well, we have a variety of different hydrocarbons that engines can run upon, as well as other injectables that can sometimes work in combustion and fusion engines. What type of engine in particular are you looking to augment?
Engines.
You're going to need to be a little more specific, my friend. A combustion engine, an electric engine, a fuel cell engine, a fusion engine.
One of each.
The clerk kind of sighs and starts to realize that they're going to be in for a day as they start to give you the rundown about the various different packages that they have of injectables for combustion engines, circuitry for various electrical and fusion engines, and other things that can turbocharge running materials or running machines.
How much would the various forms cost?
And we'll say that, every round worth of turbo costs 100 credits because I haven't bothered to work that out.
Okay. Well, I'll think about it. I'll be back later. Bye.
Recycle will be here for your motorcycle needs, sir. And the guard, or the guy behind the counter just starts boredly looking at his datapad. So, off to the general store, where we have Eddie, Blade, Esquicha, and now Olin, who has just walked through the door.
Again, I raise my index finger in order to inquire the owner of this establishment.
The alien behind the counter looks over at you. Yes?
I wish to inquire about your supply of different flavoring and spices.
Well, anything that can be dry packaged will be on the shelves. The freezers across the back have everything that will be frozen or chilled. As for our variety, well, what you see is what you get. It's a colony world, so there's not much we can get a hold of.
Are they natural or synthetic?
That will depend on varying on the manufacturer. Check the boxes to be sure.
I give you my thanks.
You're
As
welcome.
he heads towards the back.
And in the back, there is a big line of freezers full of drinks, frozen meals, meats, various things.
Eddie approaches the counter and has a large handful of various clothing and just furnishings and a little bit of camping gear, and says, "Hi, I'd like to check out, please."
All right. The alien kind of looks over the stuff she's carrying and types up some stuff. That will be 75 zenny, please.
Here you go.
Thank you very much. Do you require a bag?
I could technically stow this in the chair, but a bag would be helpful.
The alien basically just kind of leans down and reaches down and pulls out a large, thick paper bag with handles from under the counter and sets it up on the counter and puts all of Eddie's things into it and holds it out to her.
Eddie takes it and bows and says, "Thank you very much."
You're welcome.
And she begins to float out the front door. Minor transaction action.
Esquicha, are you looking for anything in particular, or are you just wandering the store?
Circa is just grabbing handfuls of food and drink because she hasn't had that much food or drink or money before, and is just piling stuff into her box along with a large selection of cheeses, a flashlight, a crowbar, a heater, and what was the other thing that was kind of a survival thing? And if they have it, the neat roll grappling gun thing.
Okay, if you could type that out in chat, because that's a lot of stuff.
Oh wait, never mind. A grappling gun. That thing I thought was actually a lot cheaper than it was. Never mind about that. But like,
I want to Squeecha to have a grappling gun.
I mean, just because it's too expensive now doesn't mean that she won't have one later.
I mean, you did get plus 500.
That's a lot of money to somebody who's been poor their whole life.
Yeah.
By the way, is the armor in the weapon store actually?
The armor would be in the weapon store, yes. Actually, that's where you would get most anything to do with combat.
Let's ignore the fact that Ish just walked out of there. Because I realized I probably should get armor. My exo suit won't do shit.
Yeah, but I think you have binder charges as well, so.
I do. Yeah, I'll save it for a bit, actually. Never mind.
Go through the consumable armor first.
Yep.
It's like, I want armor, then the armor at home is the binder charges.
Well, it's also one of those things of you can sell things to the stores. However, like in any RPG, you're not going to get anywhere near as much from selling something as it would cost you to buy it.
Yeah. By the way, how do I add anything to my inventory? I realized I probably should have added that.
Basically, you would go to the upper right where you see there's a gear icon, and next to it there's also a pencil. Clicking on the pencil will put you in the edit mode for your character sheet.
Oh, okay. If I hit the pencil, okay, that's what it is. So I go there, and I can just add something, right?
Down in the lower-ish section of the sheet, there is a section just labeled gear. And you can put down anything you bought there, and if you want, I can take care of the attack rolls and things later.
Okay, yeah, so do I just put the weapon in there, or do I put that in the weapon section?
Just go ahead and put it in there, because everything goes in the gear section, weapon or not.
Okay. Alright, fair. Thank you.
So Squeecha has her shopping list.
The GM is currently doing math on that shopping list, so feel free to talk amongst yourselves.
Well, unfortunately, my Castus is over by Jerry. So you can't engage in conversation, because that's with the DM.
Oh, Suika also remembers that there's something about a pool, so grabs a couple floaties, if that's not too much.
Floaties are cheap. Because, I mean, they're essentially just better versions of pool floaties. Which is going to be most adorable.
I'm just trying to look and see what would be worth getting from the general store. I guess I should get a med kit, right?
Might be a good idea if you have any medical training.
I don't think I do. Maybe I shouldn't do that.
Maybe
Might be a waste of money if you don't have any medical training.
Yeah.
Maybe a Squeecher should get a med kit.
I think that she already has a med kit in her thing. I might want to get like a medi patch. It's 250 though, I think.
If you're hitting a limit on cash, just also keep in mind you can ask Eddie if things can get billed to the ship that we need for the group. Or just charge with the ship, if it's reasonable enough.
I'm just trying to figure out like what my character would need, but
Keep in mind, we can also like take care of stuff in between games here, just because it's like, well, I forgot this thing at the store. Yeah, we can fill it in later.
I went ahead and actually did all the math. As the Squeecha goes up to the counter, the three-eyed alien quickly looks over to the various different things and says, "All right, your total is 51 zenny."
Asrika like casually hands over the zenny. Is it electronic, or are we paying with coins here?
Electronic.
So you could basically just tap the data pad against, the thing on the counter.
Asrika, not knowing how it's really done, like bangs the data pad kind of roughly on the counter.
This elicits a slight giggle from the alien behind the counter and says, "You just have to tap it very lightly. You don't have to do it very hard." The machine nearby prints out a receipt, and without bothering to ask, the alien goes ahead and gets a Squeech bag and puts all her stuff in it for her and holds it out to her.
Oh, also one medi patch.
Okay, that one is going to be a bit more expensive. That's 250 zenny.
All right. She bangs the tablet on the thing again.
Really, you should be much gentler. You're going to break it.
While Squisher's doing all this, I just Ish steps into the store.
Once again, there's the alien behind the counter that none of you recognize with 3 eyes and a very long torso. At about this time, Jerry is in the furniture store taking measurements and then basically talking to the clerk going, yeah, I'm going to need that bed. I need it delivered to... They look over at Castus.
Castus says, Shadow of Absolution, Docking Berth 1. Got the fancy one.
Right, and if you could just, like, haul away the other bed, because that's going to be way too small for me.
Yeah, we can put that in cargo, use it for guest quarters.
Oh, never mind. I'll put it in cargo then.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, somebody's got to be pretty desperate if they're sleeping in the cargo section.
I mean, we might take on passengers, retrofit a little bit, put up some temporary walls. You can do a lot with cargo space. So,
anyway, Jerry pays 100 zenny for the bed and just says, I'll come back for any other furniture I need later, but I know I'll need that, so...
Castus, meanwhile, has picked out a desk and a couch.
Okay. Basically, when you come up to the guy, he basically gives you a total of, that'll be about 125 zenny, sir.
There you go.
Delivery to the same ship?
Yep, same ship. Our man Johnsip will handle the delivery, and yeah, should be good to go.
Right, cool. And the altar steps back out into the main thoroughfare.
Yeah, Castus follows soon after and kind of joins with Edietza in the sort of the ready-to-go group.
Okay. Ish comes up to the counter at the general store carrying 3 sets of rope and a travel guide, and he sets them on the counter and says, I would like to purchase these.
All right, your total is 18 zenny.
Let me subtract that real quick. Okay. You can move on. I don't have anything else to say.
Okay, and just to let Squeecha know that basically if you've opened your character sheet, in the upper right corner there will be 2 icons, a small gear for settings and a small pencil for editing. If you click the pencil, you would be put into editing mode, and then you can scroll down to gear and make new entries.
Okay, now I see.
Yep, as mentioned, we can handle it after the show, too.
Yeah, I will handle it for anybody who forgets. There are certain things I'm not going to keep track of, like I mean, you can put in the massive amount of food you bought in there, but I'm not actually going to keep track of that.
we are not adding, like, a hunger and thirst mechanic.
Especially considering that, like, if you need water and you need food, you can just get it. You know, there is a basic level of living that is basically given to sentience in this universe.
Yeah.
I know, it's for flavor.
Castus heads over to the general store and queues up behind Ish, holding a grappling gun.
Hello, Cactus.
Hi, Ish. Get everything you need?
Yeah, got some rope, got a travel guide. You never know. I could learn a little bit more about this area.
Yeah, good thought.
The alien looks over at Castus and says, 1 grappling gun will be 500 zenny, and don't worry, all the lines are retractable. They're 3-ton test and should be reusable forever.
Excellent.
Unless, of course, you try to list something more than 3 tons.
No, I think I should be fine. He's got a very broad smile.
Okay. You have bought a grappling gun.
Most excellent. And Castus joins the main group.
Blade, are you going to be buying anything specific, or are you more or less done shopping?
I'm going to buy a small supply of both natural and synthetic type of foods, both animal and vegetable,
Okie dokie.
as well as spices and seasonings.
I'm assuming you're buying the sort of amounts that would be required to stock a kitchen, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so the total is going to be 20 zenny for you.
All right.
And, like, you have a lot of stuff.
I would like it shipped to the. I check my data pad. Shadow of Absolution?
Yes, the one in Bay 1. I can
Yes.
handle that.
Thank you.
The alien, bows slightly.
I bow back. And I take some time to head over to the furniture store. And basically, I raise my index finger once again and ask for a bed befitting a Begaliat, such as myself, shipped to Cargo Bay 1 to the Shadow of Absolution.
The clerk takes a moment and basically asks you, how big, what style, and at the very end of it just says, that'll be 100 zenny.
There you go. And he essentially has my height specifications since I give that to him as well.
Yeah, I mean, part of it's also going to be like if you want a bed of a certain size, like, there are already different sized beds in the real world, so,
A large bed.
Now, Squeecha, were you running to the furniture store?
Yes, so Sricha is going to see if she can buy some blankets.
You can get some very thick, fluffy blankets and plenty of them for just 5 zenny.
All right.
These are very nice blankets. Soft.
Very soft. That Squeecher will
Her
have
eyes
snuggle
boggle a
first.
little after. Her eyes boggle a little after touching the blankets.
Are we basically done shopping, everybody?
Pretty much.
Allin runs up to Castus and just says, "Hey, does the ship have equipment for painting things? Like if we need to fix the paint on the ship or something?"
Like we've got ship top coat.
So we have a way to paint vehicles.
Eddie just kind of nods and looks over at him and says, the cargo bay is not entirely full, but I did buy a variety of equipment I thought we would need. Paints, restoration items, various things that can be used for fabrication. We even have a machine shop on board.
Good. And then he just kind of runs off back into the shop. He runs around, grabs one thing. He runs around and grabs some stuff. Comes back to the counter, dumps it on the counter, and he dumps a force bat that I'm reflavoring to be a smaller force hammer, for the sake of percussive maintenance. And then one of each of the different kinds of nos. He takes one of each, except two. He takes two for like fusion cell type stuff.
Okay, so all told, that would be 760 zenny.
He puts back one of the fusion cell ones.
660 zenny.
You do have a little cash, like in addition to the forward.
It occurs to you that it might not be a great idea to be buying improvement chemicals for engines that you don't know you have.
He puts back combustion engines. The one for combustion engines. Also, real quick, what did it look like the bikes in that photo we were showing? What did it look like they run on?
You couldn't tell exactly, but you could tell it was a variety of hover bikes. Some of them were quite old. A few of them were very new.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can basically see the sorts of hover bikes they are as the last two bikes that are in the shop right now.
Okay. Yeah, it gets one of each except for combustion engines and the force bat that I've reflavored to be a hammer.
Okay, so if you've got one electric supercharge, one fusion supercharge, and the bat, then it's 460 zenny.
Deal. And then Allen extends a hand.
The clerk is mystified but shakes your hand and then points to where you can pay.
Allen goes over and pays.
All right,
He said,
you have the stuff now.
wait, 460.
Yeah, 2 supercharges at 100 apiece, and the force hammer, which is 260. Or force bat, sorry.
All right. I think wouldn't the
I wouldn't worry too much.
All right, never mind. Sorry,
I mean, it's 260 plus 100 plus 100, 460.
okay. I think when I had more stuff, the total might have been like higher than it should, but I'm fine.
Yeah,
with this
don't worry about it.
No, you put back 3 boosts, that's 300, so...
No, I put back 2.
Yeah, but in the beginning you said you grabbed 1 for each type of engine and then 2 for 1.
Yeah, for a total of 2 for that one.
Yeah, and there are more types of engine, I think, than you think there are.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind. I don't know. I'll just... Yeah.
Anyway, the group is all together, so are we going to go see the ship?
Yeah, that's certainly the spot we've got in mind. Certainly save on hotel costs staying over there, so let us proceed to the ship.
Woo, adventure!
At this point, Cass just fires the grappling hook at Eddie's chair and begins to drag her along towards the passenger transit area leading towards the ship docks.
When the grapple gun goes off, it's actually quite loud, so you get some various stares from nearby people who watch you grapple someone's hover chair and start dragging it along.
It's all right. It's all right. We're professionals now.
Eddie just kind of sighs and says, well, yes, it's fine anyway.
Hey, it saves you on a little bit of thrust.
And cast us.
He smiles and is dragging folks along, and basically, yeah, you're proceeding to the Shadow of Absolution, which I will now post in Discord chat and put a picture of on screen. It is a
I have
fancy,
moved us over to the appropriate map, actually.
but this is the fanciest ship doodle I have ever done.
It's a good ship doodle. It's probably up there because of editing.
Yep, it is up there because of editing right now. But yeah, that's the Shadow of Absolution. You are basically treated to, as you're coming into view through the windows, you see a older style Union jump ship Lancer class. And these things are, well, they're basically top of the line of these smaller jump ships that are able to do actually within gravity well hops. So not only do you, in fact, you have a ship with hyperdrive, you have a ship with hyperdrive that is really good for this class. And again, it's Union technology. It is beautiful. So looks to be in great condition. So basically, the reaction is score for the Shadow of Absolution.
And as for the map, I've gone ahead and put Arietza and Jarylan basically where the entrance and exit of the ship is on the cargo deck level. And for the purposes of just giving everyone a great idea of what the ship is like, I have not put any fog of war up on this, so you can see everything of the ship and zoom around and zoom in and do this and that. And there is one last thing I would like to do before we close off for the night, because it makes my brain feel good. And that is, we have to decide who's getting what quarters.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Let's see, Cassis was on the ship first, so he's called dibs on the one closest to the pilot chair.
Gotcha.
So he has picked the sensible choice for the pilot or the primary pilot. If something goes wrong, it's the least running distance.
Hold on. How do I drag myself into the screen here again? I'm
Click your over where you have your character icons in your in that book tab. Just click and drag.
okay, 1 second. There we go.
Very similar to Foundry VTT.
Yep. Let's see. I don't have any particular preference, but I'm going to take the one all the way down the hall to the bottom right here. What if Squisha wanted that? Or no, not Squisha. Owen.
What?
I will be.
I just noticed you were nearby. I don't know which one you wanted.
Okay, where is icon?
The journal tab in between the radio looking thing and the easel.
Okay, so yep. Okay, got my character.
Colin will take the one room that's upstairs for some reason.
Look, the ship designers only had so much space to work with. Sometimes you got to cram stuff in where you can get it.
Oh, you
I'm
got the fancy
assuming
deck.
that the one with the big bed is spoken for.
Yes.
That is the commander's room
Yeah.
and her
Otherwise-
office.
Yep.
Actually, where
She does. She's still an aquatic European, so she does like the compartment to the right with the large bed is actually aquatic.
Okay.
Olin
Actually,
would
now
not
that
do
I
good
think-
in there.
All right. Now that I think about it, where would the is there an elevator in the ship, or is it stairs or?
It is an elevator, and it is actually the exact same on every floor, so it should not take you very long to figure out which one it is.
I'm just pinging it on the top floor.
Okay. Yeah. It's okay. Yeah.
I have chosen my resting
All right. In that
my
case,
resting area.
I take it. Sorry. Actually, never mind. You know what?
I mean, it could be kind of funny if everyone just kind of takes the back end of the ship and leave Cassis up front.
Actually, technically, instead of that, I'll choose here.
Okay, there you are.
If there's room, Olin will also claim this one.
Hold on. I definitely don't think you're going to be allowed to claim two.
No.
Okay. Worth a
That-
shot.
No. Yeah, we need a reasonable limit. The crew could potentially expand.
Okay. Yeah, I realized they would probably make more sense for Olin to be near the elevator to have faster access to like.
Well, we can just change your room to that one.
What?
We can just change your room to that one down there if you want.
I don't know.
Well, let me know when you figure it out.
And where's Jerry going?
Well, somebody's already grabbed the room closest to the. Actually, no, wait. Nobody grabbed the room closest to the kitchen. Okay, I'm grabbing that.
Well, technically, the kitchen is here. I don't know if my.
Yeah, I guess these rooms are sort of equidistant from the kitchen because you're across from it and I'm next to it.
I'm slightly diagonal to it.
Only because the door doesn't quite line up.
Potato, tomato.
Who's this extra Warren?
That's coming up here.
Oh boy.
So-
5.
Yeah, so just waiting. But yeah, so there's a sound of pattering. Something's following Olin.
Hello.
Another Weirin, instead of black overall, says, "Hello, I'm Johnson. Who you?"
I'm Olin.
Hi, Olin. Are you technical too?
Yeah, I'm the engine pilot person.
Yeah. I've been helping Eddie, and she's been really nice, and I've worked for her for a while. And right now, I'm helping her to man the ship and take care of like incidentals. So, like, I do like the basic maintenance and like making sure the floors don't fall apart and ceilings don't fall down again.
Nice.
I was about to say, you're lucky that Jarylan isn't there, because they would be sticking their head out going, what?
Hold on a moment.
I'll probably be looking around the whole ship, just getting familiar with it at some point. So if you just notice me popping out of a vent sometime, don't be surprised.
Well, there are lots of vents. They're really fun. So, yeah. Sounds good.
I'm gonna go look at the engine.
And I think I'm going to go ahead and leave it there for tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Circa.
Forgot. Well, I thought you were going to... Okay, so we got one last person to put in a room, and there are 2 rooms left currently.
Unless somebody stops her, Suika is setting up her box in a corner of the cargo bay.
Well, I don't think there's anybody down there to notice just now, but I think somebody will notice later. And probably within an hour or two, they're going to ask, wouldn't you prefer a room?
A room?
And at that point, Jerry is just... Or actually, John Sup is basically just going to lead her up to the second level to the room that hasn't been claimed and just show that to her.
She starts bruxing and her eyes boggle out.
It's a good room. I made sure it extra strong.
So yeah, that'll be her room. I have no idea how to move the token on. I've been trying to move it from the side.
Damon and Bob take the room all the way in the back and begin to set up quarters for themselves.
And John Sup
Boom,
will,
there's an Escucha.
and John Sup will take the room that is on the top deck with Eddie.
Oh, shit, I forgot. He needs a room, too. That leaves us one short if somebody joins. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, I can basically put like John Sup in the hidden back portion of the ship. Or someone could do bunk beds.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm just trying to figure that out now because I thought I had done a count to make sure everybody had a room. Well, there might be a room that mysteriously appears next session.
He did say the vents are fun.
But anyway, this is where I think we're going to leave off for tonight. Go ahead and think to yourselves how you might want to, decorate your rooms. Because as you notice, everybody has the same sort of room right now. And if you're fine with that, that's cool. But the main reason they're all the same is that so nobody can complain.
Yep, I've already got. And yeah, we'll be able to fully customize it. So this is Jarylan's able to do. This is a full 3D program. So
yeah, so I can make lots of cool stuff and make it work generally. And just to give a quick overview for everybody, the bottom section we have, of course, the cargo bay. There's a large. There we go. Now I can think. There's a large mechanics section here with both bio-based fuel and a charging area. Over there, we have the machine. And then, of course, there's just various cargo all over the place, including a pallet lifter and some barrels and who knows what. In here is the engineering room, which is actually where Olin is right now, staring at the main jump core. We have a lounge and dining area on the second floor, and it is right next to the kitchen, which is people have also already identified. The bridge is up here with the pilot's chair, as well as consoles for other people, including, backup pilot, etc., etc. On the third, we have here basically sort of a locker and restroom area where there are also showers, baths, and anything else you could want. Directly north of that is Eddie's office, as well as the water lock to get to Eddie's room, which is entirely full of water at all times. So unless you've got a scuba suit and you're pretty cold tolerant, don't go in there.
All right, I'll put on my exosuit.
It'll work. To the left of that is a large atrium area, including a swimming pool, which Eddie insisted upon. That area also can grow small amounts of crops for the group and is responsible, of course, for the oxygenation. Thank all of those trees there for the fact that you can breathe. Up here in the upper right is actually the medical bay, where several different medical beds, as you can see. And south of that is a science lab, where the science can be done.
Science!
I'm with the science team.
And unless we need more rooms, which will probably be taken chunk by chunk out of the cargo bay, that is everything. Hope everybody likes the ship. And like I said, if you just start thinking about how you want to decorate it, you can get back to me later and I will make the appropriate changes.
A quick question for future plans. Are you still recording?
Yeah, we're still recording right now.
I was about to say, he hasn't said we've stopped, so I would imagine so.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I'll still be vague then. Quick questions for future plans that you all know of involving vehicles. Would any acquired vehicles be stored in the cargo bay, even the ones that can be deployed while in space?
Yes, they would. Because that's basically where they would go. If they can be deployed in space, then there's a chance that the ship may be modified at some point to have an extra smaller area below the cargo bay to keep that particular thing. But right now, the cargo bay is kind of it.
Okay. Gotcha. So no space shenanigans till we get some kind of modification.
You could launch it out of the cargo bay.
I mean, basically, you just open it.
Yeah, you just open the door and fly out.
Theoretically.
All right, so unless anybody else has anything else they want to have recorded an answer for, we're basically done.
Eddie's is going to the pool.
I was about to say, Jerry is no longer interested knowing that it's going to be warm water. They are already in their quarters, basically adjusting the temperature to way below freezing.
Issue taking a look at the science bay.
In there's basically all sorts of scanners and compartments. Over here, there's actually an area where there are 2 plants growing in, small terrarium capsules. There's a standard computer area right here, a larger ship-based computer here, scanner, storage. The science bay is actually relatively well put together for what is effectively a military ship.
It feels like it's been a long time since I've been in one of these. Really has been a long time for ish.
Well, welcome home to the science. And with that, I believe that we're going to call it an evening. And next session, we'll start tracking down Slick and his gang. Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.